is interested in. And to Anna, it's really important that she herself is in control. She would never have used this system unless she could control who would get access to her information. So in her case, it's an important feature that she gets a warning or she gets a notification through email whenever somebody opens any piece of information related to her. Now Maria, she's 9 years. She's just been diagnosed with diabetes, so she's learning how to cope with this new disease. Important to her is to learn the connection between what she's eating, what she's doing, and her insulin. And of course, as a 9-year-old, she's at school and she participates in activities, and the parents really want her to have a normal life as possible. So she has a blood glucose meter, so she can measure her blood sugar level, and this has a Bluetooth interface, and the data is sent immediately to her parents, so that they know that she's checked her blood glucose, and she can also report what she's eating. So the parents know that she's following up her disease. And they can also learn about the disease, because this is of course a new situation for the whole family, as Niels talked about previously. Finally, we have Josephine. She's a COPD patient in need of oxygen. She doesn't get out very much. She used to play in a hard rock band, used to be a musician. And she's interested in arts and music, and of course she has very good computer skills. She's been interested in computer music all her life, or most of her life. Her system consists of both stationary and mobile devices. The municipality provides services where they transmit cultural events to her home. Through the internet, she can watch this on her computer. And if Josephine prefers, she can send a report to her GP. She keeps a diary, health diary, and she can send reports to a GP. And this has shown that her experience is that it eases up the communication with her GP. Well, she saves time each time she goes there, and instead of having to go through many of these initial questions, they can get right into discussing the important stuff. Her smart bathroom also collects data, and this is also possible to share with our GP. But to Josephine, it's important that she can turn off all these smart gadgets when she has friends around, because she knows that her friends are they are rock people and they don't like to be monitored, so they appreciate that she turns off all these smart devices in her home. She uses video conference, and she plays music with her friends through the net. And she participates in exercise sessions organized by the municipality. Now, in order to reach our goals, we need to trust in our technology, we need to collaborate, we rely on skills and knowledge, and certainly a will to explore. But we have to also orient ourselves according to the terrain. And so we'll try and conclude with some of the challenges. First of all, personalized health systems are personal. It's a private thing. It deals with private information, sensitive information. So ownership of data is really important. Access and how to share and with whom you would like to share is important. And of course, security. As we have touched upon previously today, it's highly individual. As I hope these 4 or 5 stories shown, the usage scenarios are very, very different. And the systems need to be individualized to the specific needs. Now, you asked a very good question earlier today, Andreas, about this. And I think the real important message is to get this into the design labs, that this is a premise. This is a different type of information system. It has to be possible to adapt it to the individual. Now, pHealth system must also enable users, must give them something additional. And I think it's important that we don't only focus about the professional health type of problems, but also the non-professional aspects of health and self-management and empowerment. They must be able to integrate with other systems. Again, this relationship between the professional and the non-professional world is important. And I think it's also important to realize that these are socio-technical. I think Niels had a very good presentation this morning where he showed that there's a relationship between the technical system, the health organization, and the personal and the family, the social systems. Some of these challenges mean that we have problems with handling exceptions with these kind of systems. How to handle power failures, general failures and error situations. Evaluation can be extremely difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult for our research community to come up with research data that proves or disproves either kind of system because it's so individual. What works for one person may be totally wrong for another person. We need, of course, standards for these devices and sensors. And we need to understand the motivation for purchase and use. And as with one of the cases was the employer, in another case it's a health problem, in another case it's the whole life situation, and in another case it's the family again. And we need multidisciplinary environments. I'll skip some of this. Just tell a little bit about the telemedicine laboratory. It's we have three main research topics: sensor-based systems, decision support, and computer-mediated collaboration. And these are the partners: Norwegian Center for Telemedicine, IBM Norway, Telenor Research and Innovation, Helse Nord, ICT, Northern Research Institute, also known as NORUT, Norwegian HealthNet, DIPSASA, making patient records, Well Diagnostic, and University of Tromsø. This is from one of the projects, and this is from my service, which has been focusing on COPD. My time is running out, so I'm just going to hurry through this.